I wasn't part of the freedom movement at all. In fact, I was terrified of COVID. I was locked down before Boris told us to, simply because of information that I got. It was the modelling from the Imperial College. It was terrifying. I lived with my mother, so we locked down, and then after a while I realised that the way that the reporting of the deaths and that wasn't going with the exponential curve. It wasn't going right, and they started. Cut a long story short, I started going to the protests and taking pictures of the violence that the police were using, and it shocked me. It was horrific, and I sort of just made a pact with myself that I would do what I could to let people know what was going on, because it just wasn't being reported. These huge, massive marches, loads of violence, more police than I've ever seen in my life, and it's not being reported on the news. But they would report a super spreader event, like a wedding of 30 people, and say how bad it was, but they wouldn't tell you what was going on in the streets of London. It was a bit surreal, and it went on from there, really. We're at home. My first protest, or the second one, I took pictures, I videoed Matt here, dressed as Santa Claus, getting nicked. It was surreal. It was surreal. And I shared it on social media, and it went everywhere. And we were talking earlier, I don't really, everybody in my life now that I socialise with and I mix with seems to be, is part of this freedom movement. And all the people that I used to socialise with, that's just an old life. It's just, I can't really have it with them. It's not that I don't want it with them, it's just we're on a different wavelength.
It's incompatible.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. There's loads of people waking up. It's an incredible amount, but what they're actually waking up to, or what they're going to do, I don't know. You know, I'm meeting a lot of people now that are saying, "Oh no, it's all wrong. I'm not having it. I'm not this." But I think it's a big jump, a big step to make for the human psyche to actually figure out, not only if they're lying to us, what are the implications of that lie, and how far does that go? And I think that's you can wake up to the fact that we're being lied to, but are people waking up to the reality of what really is going on, what the long-term project is? And that's a bit much to stomach, really, isn't it? I think people should be put on trial. That's we're all victims in this, and it doesn't take a lot of investigation to see that we're victims of cognitive warfare that's been launched at us by our own government, by our own security services, to change the way people think and to change the way they act. That's what's happened. Why they did that, you'll have to ask them. But it wasn't for an infectious disease. And Boris was having parties while he was giving out these orders, so he didn't really believe in it himself. And neither did Putin. If it wasn't for Putin, we'd still be in the grips of Omicron.